want you to know how much I appreciate y'all all being here. Let's give our hand. Yes. I think maybe we could twist their arms at 3 o'clock and still get some ice cream. But instead, we have our own refreshments here today, as always, and they do such a beautiful job, and we do appreciate our refreshments that we have for our art show. This has really become a genuine art show, and it's really exciting. Today we have 14 people showing their work. Isn't that exciting? I think that is just wonderful. It's wonderful. In fact, we have 3 new artists, and I'm really excited about that. Last week we had another new artist, and today, now we have 3 more that have joined us. So our group is really growing, and we're learning, and we are enjoying. The most important thing is that we are enjoying what we're doing, and it gives us a break, and we can actually lose ourselves at the canvas painting and forget everything around us, but just center in on what we're creating. And that is such a wonderful thing. And I think of Suzanne Huffnagel. We have all these paintings, but we also have the fabric artists that are very much a part of our art community. And I am so excited about the fact that while she has not been well lately, she's back with us and showing her art. Yay! We're excited about that. Anybody that has gone to an art gallery knows that it's really wonderful to walk up closely to a painting and really look intently at the work, to look at the color. How did the artist use the color? Was this fabric art, or was this a sculpture? Or was it done with a brush, or maybe even a knife? I mean, there are just so many ways, mediums that you can use in creating your art. And the neat thing about our art shows is that you get to come and look up closely at our work. And that is a great encouragement to us, that you would come and you would look and you would say, ooh, how did she, look at the yellow in that flower. Ooh, what beautiful that is. How did she do that anyway? Look at the cat. Oh my goodness. I love the cat's eyes. They're green. They're wonderful. Anyway, I just am really thrilled with your coming and supporting us, with your coming and even coming early to look closely at the art. And it will be hanging out in the hall, so we are excited about that. And I just saw one of our new residents come in, and I'm so glad that she's with us. How many do we have other new residents with us today? Anybody? Okay, we do have several new people coming, and we are just welcoming you. And if you have an inkling of desire to paint or mess around with needlework or anything, we welcome you to be a part of our group. Anyway, like I said, we have 3 new artists, and I'm excited about their work. But let's get started, and I think the first person we're starting with is Suzanne Huffnagel.
Well, it's so good to be with you again, and I missed last time, but I'm back. So what I have for you today is my quilt that I call Not Quite Christmas. And as the more I thought about it, I thought, how appropriate. It's only November, so it's not quite Christmas yet. But I wanted something that I could just have in the apartment that wasn't just traditional Christmas red and green. I already have one of those, so I wanted something a little bit different, but I needed to, put it over a chair or something like that. So I came up found this kit online, and the pattern, and with the fabrics that were, they said to use. So it's burgundy, it's also some close to traditional Christmas red and Christmas green. And then I love the binding, which was done on the bias, and it just adds so much to it when it's done on the bias. And it was put together differently than some quilts are. You take the fabric, of course, and you cut it up into small pieces. And then you sew them into an arrangement which is called a block. Well, these blocks, instead of being put together, sewn left to right, they were sewn diagonally. So when you put them, I have a big piece of flannel up on a bare wall in my sewing room, and I'm able to put the fabrics up there just like you did when you were a school teacher or whatever, and you had your flannel boards. It's the same concept. The fabric will stick to it. So the first block is up. Sometimes these things are just in your way. The first block is up here in this section up here, and then you have this piece here that you didn't do anything with, but you laid the blocks this direction, and of course, the further you went down, the longer they got. So, and then you sewed them all together. And these florals, and I can use this as a pointer, these floral pieces right here are solid pieces of fabric. So that was the easy part. But this is not yet Christmas, and so you can look at it for the next 6 to 8 weeks, and I hope you enjoy it.
One more thing. Excuse me, Suzanne.
Yes.
Someone asked me earlier, how long did it take you to do this?
I have no idea. This one actually took me a little longer to assemble completely, because this one little piece up here, I cut it exactly how they said to, and it didn't fit. So fortunately, I had extra fabric, so I just cut it so it would fit. So sometimes you have to do that, but I don't know, it depends. This one probably went more quickly than you would think, because you had these solid pieces that you didn't have to sew little pieces together. So, but it's always fun, and it doesn't seem to take me as long, because I do one thing project at a time. So I try not to have too many irons in my fire. So.
One more thing, point
Yes.
out the banding on the edges, that they are really beautiful, and it's different from just a solid color.
Right, it's actually a striped fabric that I cut on the bias. So instead of the stripes going up and down or across, they are diagonal when you fold them. So it just adds a lot of interest to the piece. So thank you for your questions. Hey, Don Miner.
This, I don't even think you can see this painting real well on this photo, but I know it's not enough light up here. But I started painting in the year 2000, and this painting was done in 2003. Those are our granddaughters, Patsy and my granddaughters, Hannah and Mallory. Hannah is about 10 years old, and Mallory about 6 years old at this time. Just talk about them for just a minute. If you knew them personally and saw their personalities, you would understand that Hannah is posing. She looks like she's a model up there with her feet just right and so forth. Mallory, and this is her personality, she takes after her dad, who is our son, and she's more interested in the umbrella than she is anything else. But this is an oil on canvas, and I had been painting about 3 years when I did it. But one interesting thing about it, when you paint a scene and you try to make it look like it has depth on 2 dimensions, you're trying to make it look like it has 3 dimensions. Whatever is in the background is usually painted without a lot of detail. It's usually very obscure. And when I started painting this, there's a condominium in the background on the left-hand side. And when I painted it, it was just in vivid colors, and I knew that that was not going to work. I had not even painted the umbrella and the girls yet. So I took this is a nice thing about oil painting, I just scraped it off. And when I did, that's what resulted. I never put another brush of paint to it. And artists call that a ghost image. So that I learned something when I did that. Sometimes a mistake turns out to be something really good. But anyhow, I enjoy this one because of the subject matter, and I'm glad that it's now the property of our son and daughter-in-law, and they get to look at it all the time. We get to when we go to their house, but they loaned it to me today so I could show it to you.
The next artist is Marilyn McCormick, and we really appreciate Marilyn. She's always putting something wonderful in, and she is so dedicated. She comes in all hours to paint, and not just at a particular time when maybe others are there. So we really appreciate what you do, Marilyn.
Now they're going to appreciate this too, because I'm going to be very brief. There's not much to say about my picture. It's just a snow scene. I did, after I finished that one, decided I'd do another one, and I've got it finished now, and you get to see it next time.
Okay, Carolyn Thomason is coming next. Carolyn was one of our first artists. Carolyn was here painting when I came, and we're in, I think someone told me yesterday, we're in our 9th year, and I can't believe that we've been here that long. But Carolyn has been here even longer and has done beautiful work all through the years.
Thank you. This is different from anything I have ever done, and I don't know why I decided to do it. I did, and I did it. But it's acrylic pens, not acrylic. It's alcohol pens. You can buy them at Hobby Lobby. You can buy them different places that sell art materials. But I have a big box of them. There's like 86 in this big box, and they're double-ended. And I have another one. They're a little bit bigger, and they're double-ended. And I didn't have a plan for this one. I just sat down and I had those geometric figures, and I drew, that's what helped me draw the lines. And that's how I did it. Thank you.
Bobby Thompson is coming next, and I am just totally mind-boggled at Bobby now, because Bobby has always painted as big as the quilt over there. and now he has started coming down in size, and he's doing a beautiful job, whether it's large or small. Bobby always has a good thing for us.
Can I talk?
You may.
I saw this vase and I really liked it, and it had flowers in it. But I wanted that brass to show, and I couldn't find my rub and buff brass. And instead I found it. So after painting this, I spray painted it with brass paint and then had to paint over it again. And so that's what it's called, is the brass pot or vase. That's it.
Very good, Bobby. Next we have we have Bill Crosby. Bill's gonna come up and share with us. He's already gotten some raving views on his clouds.
From my grandson
No.
and his girlfriend who came in a while ago. I hadn't figured out what to call it yet. My daughter-in-law sent me a picture of their driveway going out away from their lake house and asked me to paint it. And I guess I came reasonably close to it. I can't figure out whether to call it sunrise at the lake, or the eastern vista, or just looking down the driveway, which is what it is. He has a lake house over in Arkansas, and she sent me this picture and said, "I wish you'd paint this." And so that's what it is. The driveway wasn't actually blue. I kind of made that up to give it a little color. But anyway, I did what I was told, which is what I'm used to.
You're so
And
funny.
there you go.
Where's John Fox?
Get quiet all of a sudden.
It's your
Out
presence.
of respect.
I don't know how to take that. Okey doke. When I got the call to do a new painting, I had just finished one that I used for the last time. And I was wondering, now what am I going to use this time? The only thing I had was this circle. And I said, well, okay. Put that down. I didn't glue it down on anything or what have you. But then I said, now wait a minute. I know where I cut that out. It was bigger, and am I making any sense to you? And so I got this thing out, and I said, hey, that looks pretty neat. So I had a shape here, surrounded by this shape, and I still wasn't happy with it. So I had a bunch of scrap paper that I was looking at, so I just made frames. And when I did it, I said, I like it, and that's it.
Sue Winnie is one of our new artists, and she did show last time, but we are so glad that she has continued on with us, and she's going to tell us about her work, but she is also taking lessons, and I just think this is wonderful. And you tell us about it. You're not taking lessons? Well, you were at the last one in
Oh, when I did this in Tango, yes.
Yes. Okay, so I thought this was a continuation. Well, it's wonderful, wonderful.
This was actually started at the Brooks Museum. I go to the Brooks every Saturday and take part in a program.
Put the microphone up.
I go to the Brooks every Saturday and take part in a program called Super Saturday, and anybody's invited is from 10 to 12. And this project was, we were to take a white mat and take painter's tape and tear the painter's tape in different shapes and put them on the white background. And then after we got the shapes we wanted on there, and the theme was for us to do birch trees, we were to take Q-tips, a bundle of Q-tips, approximately 20 of them, put them in acrylic paint, and just smash them all over the trees. So I wanted it to look like there was some sun shining through, so I started with lighter colors in the upper right-hand corner, and I progressed to darker colors as I went across to show the depth in the colors we were looking at. After I got the paint on there, then I took and I stripped off the painter's tape, and that's when I started to highlight the trees that were under there where there was no tape at. So they had a special pencil that I used to do the painting and do the shading that you're seeing on there. And this is my first attempt to paint anything. And it's in acrylic.
Okay, the next person is Nancy Walk, and Nancy is showing for the first time, and
I'd like to say one more thing.
Oh, okay.
Anybody, we're all know about creative aging. This weekend to the end of the month, they're doing a program showing all the work that people in creative aging have done here in Memphis and around the area. And that's going to be at the Benjamin Frank's. It's going to be at the main library on Poplar. But it's when the library's open, you can view the art.
That's fun. Nancy, we are glad that you have joined our group, and you can go up there often during the week and find Nancy up there working. And we are just really excited that you now are a part of our art show and the art department.
Well, I'm so glad to be a part of it. I can't believe the talent that I see, coming out of that room, and I'm just a small little part of it. This is my largest painting I've ever done, and and it's also a still life. I've never done a still life, and it's a watering can that my sister gave me, and this is not the color of it originally, but I just decided to do blue. And I guess I entitled it The Watering Can. But it's acrylic, that's all.
Okay, Ann Miller's going to come next, and she's relatively new resident as well as a member of our group. And she did show last time, and we're so glad that she's here with us today. You said something that rang a bell with me, Nancy, when you said that you took the liberty, you did it in blue. And I think that is wonderful. I think it is just great when we have an idea, we want to paint it, and maybe even if we have a picture that makes us want to paint the particular picture. But you don't just try to paint it exactly like it is, because we have the photograph. Instead, like Nancy did, she had the watering can, but she chose to do it in her own style, in her own color choice. And that's what we were talking about earlier when we started, about going and looking closely at artwork, and we see how people use color. And I just really think, as a beginning artist, you're there, girl. You're there.
This was the very first painting I ever did. Christ Methodist had a learning center, and
Put it up at your mouth.
they advertised 6 weeks of all painting classes.
Put your microphone at your mouth. Yes.
Okay?
Keep
I'll
it
start
there.
over. Christ Methodist had a learning center, and they offered 6 weeks of all painting classes, which was something I had always wanted to do. So I signed up, and this was my painting that I finished that first time. And as I look at it and remember, we started with the sky, and there was a lot of discussion about the sky because most people thought that I was painting a thunderstorm coming, so I had to redo that. My grandmother's garden was a favorite place of mine to play, and when the flowering peach trees were in bloom was my favorite time, so that's what I tried to capture.
Nancy Pickett is the next artist we're going to show. Is she here? I don't see her. Okay, if she's not here, then I want to tell you about Nancy Pickett. I can't believe that she has not painted before. But she says that she really has not painted before. And so I sat there with her and I said, look, you just start doing, and pick up something that you're attracted to and look at it and see what you can do with it. And so she did. And what she was looking at didn't even have trees in it. Look at how marvelously she did those trees. I mean, it's wonderful. The branches are growing on all sides of the tree. And you know, often we think of what somebody might see from the other side and you just have a trunk. Well, trees don't normally grow that way. However, at Kirby Pines, they're cutting off all the branches on one side of the tree. Have y'all noticed that? Because the branches are going over the roof and they can't have that. But what that means is that those trees don't have branches on one side. But Nancy Pickett, she put branches all around her tree. Isn't that wonderful? And I just wish she was here so that she could know how wonderful that piece of work is. Did you have something you wanted to say? Did you know that she wasn't coming, Rachel?
I didn't know that she wasn't coming, but I will say when I was taking her picture, she seemed very nervous about it. She didn't know what to name it, but she called it First Snow. And I remember talking to her, and she says, I feel like I kind of cheated because I used a thing. And I'm like, but every artist used references.
Absolutely.
But I think this is another thing, we need to be more confident with ourselves and what we put out there, because while we may not think it might good, it could be good. You just make some people a little too hard on themselves.
I think so too. Rachel, that was well said, and I appreciate that. And Nancy, we're just going to have to brag on her. When y'all see Nancy Pickett, y'all brag on the painting that she did to give her courage. And I know not everybody likes to get up and gab in front of people, and I can appreciate that. I understand that. But anyway, we want to love up on her. Now we have Walter Overby. And I'll say something about Walter here. I am just really excited about these people that have not painted before. Walter is one that has not painted before, but he has developed his own style. And that's what we were talking about it earlier when we opened the show. We develop our own style, and yeah, that's his daughter's cat. So, but look how he has painted it. Walter, tell us about it.
Well, it looks like I'm fixing to fall down, doesn't it? I was going to tell y'all this was an alley cat that came up in the backyard, but I guess I shouldn't do that. No, this kitty cat is named Rosie, and she belongs to my daughter Susan, and they live in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. Roll Tide. This was a picture Susan had made of Rosie on her back porch. So, I don't know what, I just tried to paint Rosie. She's a calico cat and caused me a little problem in painting, keep all the paints away from each other. I think I smeared them a little bit. But anyhow, I enjoyed painting, and anybody want a fire, she's up for sale for 25 cents.
Okay, we have Sarah McCallum. Here's Sarah. Well, there's Sarah sitting on the front row.
Sarah doesn't know what she's doing.
Come on, sir.
Well, this is a sunflower with a butterfly on it. That's what it is. And I have started falling in love with this color because it's so bright and cheerful. And so I've been using it a lot lately. But anyway, that's my picture.
Well, when you look up closely at her painting, you see a lot more detail than when you're just passing by. And so, again, that is what is, we really appreciate y'all coming, because what you do is you help us to continue to paint, but also to encourage us and to look closely at our artwork. And Jeannie is coming to tell us about, this is exciting. Come on, tell us about this.
I don't know if this is exciting or not. It's different. It is very different from me. But I guess I just wanted to have a play day one day, so I just did all kind of different things, and I did them on canvas. So this is supposed to be be an abstract, and I think you're supposed to get something out of it. But I keep looking at it, and I haven't got nothing out of it yet. But on the other hand, you know, if you don't like it this way, you can turn it this way. And if you don't like it that way, you can turn it like this. And then, one more turn, and if those don't suit you, just put it in the closet. I named this normal because my neighbor told me that I wasn't normal. She gave me a card that said, all of my friends, I forgot what the card said, but anyway, on the inside it said, all my other friends, something about she likes to have me as her friend. She says all my other friends are normal. And so I'm trying to be normal, but I'm not. So I just named this painting Normal. And it's not normal.
What I love about Jeannie's painting is that she came in, we moved in about the same time, and I think she had been here a little earlier, but I know that she has painted before, but she's more of a craft painter. She can do anything and everything, and she built her own frame. I mean, she just is a genius, really. And so, but when she started painting, it was very primitive and in one style, and it was very good, and we were excited about it. And then all of a sudden, here she comes in with a whole different style, and she's very good at that, and that was wonderful. Well, she has just painted all through the years and done a great job, but it's interesting how she has experimented with different styles of painting, different textures, different mediums, and so this is her first abstract, or what? I have looked at it up close, and I have identified a lot of things in this painting, and so that she probably not have a clue about. I just think that's really exciting, Jeannie, to see you evolve as an artist in such a beautiful way. We are really proud of you. And now Bobby has a special presentation. You've got the, okay, he has a special presentation that he wants to give.
A few months ago, after Randy Peace and CJ got married, he saw one of my churches, and he asked me to paint the wedding venue in Hot Springs, I believe what it was, and he showed me a picture of it. And it was a 3/4 angle view of it from the side. And I tried that 3 different times, and every time I wanted to paint it, I ran out of room before I got to the front. So I pulled it up online. And the whole front opens to this. And then it makes it really wide and everything. So I painted it for him, and I've given it to him. Randy, are you in here? Come on. This is not part of the show. This is extra, so it's not going on the wall. You'll have to go to Randy's office to see it.
I just want to thank you, Bobby. Never in my imagination when we were talking about this, that I think you were going to really follow through and paint it. Yeah. But to take the time, effort, and energy to do this just for me because you're my friend, it really meant the world to me. And so, thank you so much, my friend. Love you. Can I put that back in my office?
Put it back in your office.
I will.
They're all going to come by and see you.
Absolutely. Take care.
Oh, okay. Don't want that to roll off. anyway, this concludes our art show today, and I do again want to thank everybody for coming. And we're getting out a little early this time, even though we've had more paintings than we've had before. So it's been an exciting show. But if we all get up, go get our cheese and crackers and our juice and wine, whatever we have wonderful refreshments. And then you can go get a sundae or your ice cream. Thank you for coming.